This time last week, Inter were 10 points clear on the eve of the derby and overwhelming favourites for the Scudetto. And while they remain the front-runners for the domestic title, the job is far from complete. If today's visit of Atalanta goes anything like the two teams' recent meetings, however, the result will surely be a foregone conclusion. Inter have won 9 games in a row against Della. In the driving rain at the Piazza on this Saturday afternoon, Inter-Atalanta. Inter dropped more points in the derby than they had in their previous 15 league matches. Now it is the time for the league leaders to try and bounce back against an Atalanta side they have dominated in recent years. As for Della, will there be scars from the 6-1 defeat to Bayern Munich? Manuel Pascal, you're about to find out. Good afternoon once again.
Yeah, good afternoon, Patrick. It's a crucial game, especially as you mentioned, Inter are back after the disappointing results in the derby against AC Milan, and on the other side, Atalanta after the huge defeat against Bayern.
Given away here by Sucic. Now Scamacca up on his own. Scamacca, first effort of the game.
Yeah, fortunately for Inter, Scamacca was completely by himself. There was no support from any of his teammates, but this is a kind of mistakes that Inter cannot give away. We see so many times that Inter, so many goals they conceded from transition, giving the ball away cheaply and concede a goal.
As for Inter, goalless draw in their semi-final first leg against Como. They play their second leg first, so they'll be marginal favourites against the Lariani too. So this could well be the composition of the cup final. Inter chasing a domestic double. Zielinski for Esposito. Now Bisek. Dumfries in the middle. Barella's cross. Too high for Dumfries. Di Marco miscued.
Yeah, not sure if he went straight for a full volley or waited for an half one, but you can see as soon as Dumfries and Thuram were inside the box, they were asking, screaming for a ball. Decent delivered by, yes, he went with the outside of his left foot. Rare mistake by Di Marco. So we've seen him scoring so many wonderful goals from that position.
Atalanta still have to go to Munich on Wednesday. That will be a strange occasion, really, trailing 6-1 on aggregate as they do. World away from the 2-goal deficit they had to overturn at home after losing against Dortmund in the first leg, winning 4-1 in the second. That's what set up the tie against the German champions in the first place. But perhaps there's a feeling of playing against Bayern is perfect preparation for a team like Inter, because it shows you the sort of level you need to be at to compete.
Yeah, of course, that will be a strange game to play for, but needs a miracle by something that I can see that Atalanta is not even looking at. This is an important game for them.
Well in by Scalvini, he continues his run. They've got numbers forward here, Atalanta, 5v3. Scamacca goes for goal, Sommer spills it, still spilt again by the Swiss keeper, but he does gather eventually.
And again, in transition, Scalvini stole the ball from Thuram, I think was.
But 25 minutes or thereabouts have elapsed at the Piazza. No real saves made by Carnesecchi. Sommer made a bit of a meal of the one stop that he had to deal with. Needed 3 attempts to clutch the ball. Barella, easy for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, because just Pio Esposito was inside the box at this time. And Barella maybe rushed the deliver.
Akanji up in the air. Samardzic lent on Carlos Augusto, and Akanji's lost it to Samardzic, at least momentarily.
Yeah, Akanji after the Bodo Glimt mistake looked like he lost a bit of confidence, but it's just a natural thing. Inter has to involve more the duo up front.
Marcus Thuram missed the derby with the flu. It was two youngsters up front, Esposito and Boni. Boni on the bench, but he's their only striking option if either Esposito or Thuram come off, at least in terms of senior players. Dumfries brings it down. It's broken here for Thuram. Barella. Esposito! Into lead, courtesy of Pio Esposito. No Lautaro, but the youngster stepping up just when the Nerazzurri had gone quiet, and it's a big lead against Della.
Yeah, first try, first shot, the first goal for Inter, but it's all coming from big switch of play from, I think, Barella towards Dumfries. Won the challenge, was Di Marco, was Dumfries won the challenge against Kolasinac, who goes down. Barella feeding Pio Esposito from a tight angle. He finds the gap in between Scalvini legs, and then surprises Carnesecchi due to the probably the weather condition as well. Now they have to check if there is a humble touch by Dumfries, but this is a goal that means a lot for Inter, especially now.
Atalanta claiming a handball from Dumfries. Manganiello saying it was off the chest of the Dutchman. Zappacosta for Samardzic. Scamacca wants it in the middle. Samardzic. Terrible cross.
Yeah, poor decision as well, because a couple of times they had the chance to feed Zalewski plus Scamacca, but always picked the wrong one.
Akanji's given it away to Zalewski. Pasalic. Zalewski. He can cut it back here. Zielinski does the tidying up.
Yeah, fortunately for Inter, again, they lost the ball cheaply.
But Inter now have numbers. Sucic has found Di Marco. Di Marco away from Tyrone. Dumfries getting forward. Here is Dumfries. Zielinski deflected. It's a corner. Carlos Augusto. And again. Now Barella joining in. Barella, Bisek, Esposito. Sucic. Stood up by Bisek. Thuram stuck out a toe. Sucic. Flicked on by Thuram. Easy for Scalvini to deal with it. Kolasinac under pressure from Dumfries. We're about to hear the half-time whistle. Not a game brimming with goal-scoring opportunities, but one chance has been taken by Pio Esposito into Starlet once again, proving his worth in a big game after the recent goal against Juventus. It's his strike which separates the sides after 45 minutes. Inter heading 10 points clear at the summer as things stand, but still 45 to play at the Meazza. Half-time score, Inter 1, Atalanta 0. Questions were asked of the league leaders ahead of this game against Atalanta. Could Inter bounce back after their derby defeat to Milan? So far, Christian Kivu's side are answering those questions convincingly, Manuel Pascali, but it's all about that next goal, surely.
Yeah,
welcome
of course.
back.
Yes, Patrick, not the most entertaining match, half, I would say, in Serie A this season. Atalanta just with, I think one shot towards Sommer. Inter had a couple of chances from a promising position, but didn't work. Atalanta as well in transition had a couple of occasions, but now they look to find the equalizer because they need points, Patrick, for Europe next season.
They do indeed. They're the team currently sitting 7th. They've got a big gap over Bologna, 7 points, but they began this weekend 4 behind Juventus, 5 behind Roma and Como, who are 5th and 4th respectively. They play tomorrow, incidentally, at the Senigallia. It's a big game. Another big game tomorrow as well in the shape of Lazio, Milan, and then Monday night as well, Cremonese, Fiorentina, 18th plays 17th. So lots of huge matches at this stage of the season. Thuram tried to let it run, well cut out by Scalvini, who then nearly gave it to Barella. Kolasinac restores order. Thuram tried to press, but he still doesn't look 100% fit to me.
Yeah, I think he had the chance to maybe to touch the ball and serve Pio Esposito around the corner rather than kind of dominate it, but...
Zalewski over the top. Bernasconi brings it down. Kolasinac tried the trickery, didn't come off, and Scamacca's disappointed.
Yeah, Kolasinac is not having his best game. We know he's an influential player for Palladino.
Thuram can release Di Marco. Mkhitaryan in the middle. Di Marco's ball. And Dumfries! Mkhitaryan, did he get a shove? It's a goal kick and offside in any case.
That's something we talk about before the match, you know, the high ball into the back post area where Dumfries is going to be the favorite to win the duel against Bernasconi. Here the Armenian is in an offside position, 100%.
Here's Thuram. Thuram from distance! Almost found the top corner.
Wow, what a chance, what a shot from the French striker. I think he realized that maybe he was going to lose the duel against 3 Atalanta players, so he went for the solo effort from distance, not far away from the right top corner. Yes, I think this occasion Karnesecki could have done.
Inter comfortable, allowing the opposition the ball. They know they've got the all-important goal. Don't have to force things if the second goal comes. So be it. Edison, Krstovic, now Pasalic. Wide it goes to Bernasconi. His ball in. Sommer is there.
Yeah, clever by, wise by Akanji, but Krstovic was ready. Was a decent ball in.
Barella, time and space now for Mkhitaryan. Thuram makes the run. Mkhitaryan, here's Marcus Thuram. That's a big save from Karnesecki.
Yeah, great ball in by Mkhitaryan. Thuram should have done better, but great save by Karnesecki.
Di Marco from deep, meantime, it's over the top.
Yeah, good move. A clever move by Thuram.
Krstovic allowed to turn. Bernasconi off the line by Carlos Augusto. That's Sulemana meantime. Big chance for Atalanta, their biggest opening so far this afternoon.
Yes, and Inter has to thank this man on the ball who's having a fantastic game so far. Blocked the shot by Bernasconi. But now Inter are under massive pressure and they have to cope with that, because Atalanta will look to find the equalizer, and then troubles. Krstovic is doing well, because he's receiving ball, using his body inside the box. This probably was going to end up towards probably Ederson, ready to tap in the ball. Carlos Augusto in the right position. Now we 8 minutes to go. Now the pressure will be high for Inter to keep the score like that.
Ball's run here for Sulemana. Good work from Dumfries. But Sulemana meantime, and Krstovic! The whistle doesn't go, the goal stands. Inter were expecting the whistle to go for a foul, and yet Krstovic has equalised here.
Yeah, incredible. I think Dumfries went down expecting a foul to be given against him. I don't think there is anything wrong, in my opinion, Patrick. Is Dumfries that maybe is looking for the foul? They have to check if there is a contact in between Sulemana and Dumfries' legs.
Inter stopped playing, assumed the whistle would go. Sulemana winning it back, drawing the save out of Sommer, and there was Krstovic. The equaliser has arrived, and with 10 minutes remaining, it looks like
they have to check if there is a contact, because from the replay, look like it's the Dutch play that maybe, not saying wisely, because we've seen this so many times from defenders. They have to check if there is a contact in between the legs, in between the players. If not, it's not a foul.
But that's excellent officiating from Manganiello. We saw him put his whistle to his lips. The goal stands, it's 1 each at San Siro. And all of a sudden, Milan, who 6 days ago were 10 points behind Inter, might find themselves 8 behind the Nerazzurri, with the chance to go 5 behind Inter tomorrow by beating Lazio. Kivu's been sent off for his complaints. Dumfries can't believe the decision. And what drama here at the Meazza.
Yeah, incredible.
Kolarov now asking for handball. Inter have possession. Christian Kivu really upset. The decision not going Inter's way. Boni holding it up. Now Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique with the cross. Thuram's header. Frattesi's gone down. The Meazza wants a penalty. That's a foul by Dumfries meantime. And now they'll ask the question. Carnesecchi going across to Frattesi.
Massive pressure on the referee, by the way, Patrick. Now they have to check if there is a touch. Great header from Thuram, and now Frattesi.
Six added minutes for Inter to find a winning goal to keep the momentum in the title race. Otherwise, they might invite Milan back to within 5, but here's Zielinski in behind. Pushed away by Carnesecchi, unconvincing goalkeeping. He needed Edison to help him out. Bernasconi with the corner. Krstovic couldn't keep it down.
Almost found the brace. Obviously still sore from the challenge against Borussia.
It has ended. Inter 1, Atalanta 1. The 6 added minutes all up, and a late goal from Nikola Krstovic on 82 minutes has once again shifted the balance of power in the title race. Inter go a further point clear. They're 8 ahead of Milan, but if the Rossoneri win tomorrow in the capital, the lead would be down to 5. Inter claiming a foul on Dumfries, which wasn't awarded, and Inter having lost against Milan, now draw against Atalanta. It ends here at San Siro. Inter 1, Atalanta 1.